Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Gracie Caps here. If you're joining us for the first time, my name is Gracie Caps. Let me say it again. So I have a client in the studio and she's here for her birthday photo shoot. So I've already cleaned her face to start this makeup, and because I want to start with the skin work, not eyeshadow work, I started with my moisturizer, applying it everywhere on her face, underneath her eyes, everywhere. Make sure it well moisturized to soften her face very well, or her skin rather, very well. And then I went in with my mattifying primer from Dove Cosmetics because I want the look to last long, and because I'm also a fan of a matte look. So I apply the primer all over her face to make to be sure that every part is mattified. You can see the skin is already dry. Then I went in with my foundation, and my foundation is from Yanga Beauty Cosmetics. And my foundation, when I apply my foundation, or before I apply my foundation, I always mix it with my makeup seal from Guy and Extra. Did I just say Extra? Hey guy and Esther rather. Okay, so I'm just using my brush to pat it all around the face, dab it very well, make sure everywhere is well applied before I go in with my beauty blender. So that is just what I'm doing here. I love to use my brush first in most cases, especially when I'm not in a hurry, before I use my beauty blender to seal it up with my foundation as well, in case some parts is looking patchy, just so that everywhere will look the same. I use my beauty blender to go over it. So that is just what I am doing here. This my client today do not have a look in mind. I've asked her, like I usually do, ask my client what they want, or if they have a picture of what they want, but she don't really have a look in mind. So I am going to create a look for her, and then if she likes it to continue. So after my foundation, so I went in with my blush, and I'm just blending it with my brush first before I use my beauty blender to go over it. So I always go in with brush and beauty blender. Yeah, then the next thing is to highlight the under eye with my concealer. I'm using a flat brush to apply this, and I'm going to blend it with that flat brush first. Make sure everywhere is well touched the way I want before I blend it in with my beauty blender. So that's just what I'm doing here. So if a client comes to me, what I usually do is to ask them what they want, especially when it comes to the eye look and the way they want their lip to also appear. So I've asked this client of mine, and she has said she doesn't really have a look in mind. I should create what I think will suit her. I asked her what she's wearing, and she has said what she wants, or what she's wearing rather. So I'm going to create something and then show her. That's what I usually do. I don't just do makeup on my clients and then finish up, and then they'll see the mirror and like, oh, I don't want this, I don't want that. Now I try to show you the first look. If you're okay with it, we'll continue. If you're not okay, if there's anything you want to change or add, I can do that for you. So after applying my concealer in my highlighted places, I go in with my beauty blender to blend it before I do my contour. So that's just what I have done, and then I've placed my contour on the other side of the under the cheekbone. So I'm going to just blend it. At first I tried to use the beauty blender to blend this contour, but it didn't work, so I had to switch to a brush and then go over it again with my beauty blender. So that's it, just what happened. I don't know, it looks like it was too dry, it was not moving with the beauty blender, so I had to go in with the brush to blend it before going back in with my beauty blender to just dab and make sure every part is sealed. Yeah, so that's basically what I am doing right now. The next thing I did was to contour her nose, and for the nose I went in with a less darker shade because I'm not a fan of a very dark nose. So most times I use a foundation one shade darker than the foundation on the person's face to contour the nose, and also contour the side of the face sometimes. But the nose I always want to go a bit, I want it to be less darker so that I don't look like one bold black line is on the nose. Yeah, so I'm not a fan of that. And then the next thing I did was to set underneath the eye. Little advice: if you want to set under the eyes, sometimes we are in a hurry when we are doing makeup because time is against us. We don't remember to blend underneath the eye first, or dab it first with our beauty blender before setting, because after applying your concealer under the eye, you did your contour and all the rest, there's no way your client will keep her eye up all through the process. So when you want to set under the eye, you have to ask your client to look up and then blend underneath this eye very well, this part that folds, and then set. So that's just what I did. I just say, let me remind you to always remember to do that. Even when you do makeup on yourself, try to blend it again before you set. So have set all the highlighted places, and I'm going back in with my powder. If you have watched my previous videos, what did I just say? Yeah, if you have seen my previous videos, you will notice that I like to use my powder puff to apply my powder first before I go in with my powder brush, because it helps for me. Powder puff helps to just sit the foundation on the skin perfectly well, especially when is your face is very wet, like the foundation is not mattifying, like you're doing dewy and you want to absorb. Powder puff helps to just allow everything to sink in, unlike when you use the brush. Try it, you will see it. So I went in with the powder puff first. I made sure every part is set with my powder. I use my powder, I call it set because I have to just press everywhere in. Then I went in with my powder brush. I still take a little powder though from the powder, and they just sweep it all around the face, and then even on top of the highlighted places before I set I bake rather. And I don't do much of baking. I like natural makeup, and my clients also wanted natural makeup, so not that very highly baked under eye. Yeah, so I went in with my lighter shade of eyeshadow base, and then I'm going in with my first transition color, which is a brown. Yeah, the brown is not as dark as I expected it, but I'm going to just apply it. So I started from the outer V, blend it into the crease, all around the crease and the outer V, because of the look I am going for. Yeah, she's going to be using a black dress, so we need some color on the eye. We're going with nude colors, but not flat nude. They're going to be a little bit poppy, like 3 different colors. Yeah, so I'm starting from the outer V, and then I'll go back in with a little darker shade just to intensify the outer V, to give that smoky, half smoky effect. Yeah, so I am going in with a dark shade right now. It's not as dark as it should be, but it's going to just lift the outer V a little bit up than the way it is before. Yeah, this is actually dark brown, but it's reflecting like it has a hint of purple in it. So just sweeping it, blending it in a circular motion on all the areas that I want it to appear. So I'm using different brushes to apply these colors that I'm using on the eye, so that I don't mix the colors or place it in a different, or place it where they're not supposed to be. So first I use a fluffy brush. They are all fluffy brushes. They are all fluffy brushes. So I'm blending the edge right now with another light brown, just so that it looks a bit um faded. Yes, so that's just what I'm doing right now. So I've done the first eye. I applied the first color and second color, and this is the third color that I'm using to apply on the eye. So after, so before applying the colors that I want on the eyelid, because I'm going with two colors on the eyelid, I had to go back in to apply a little of the eyeshadow primer again, so that the wetness can absorb the matte colors that is going on it, because I am not going to be using shimmer can pop on it even if it's dry flat, but because it's a matte, I want something that will absorb the matte to stay put. So I went in with my eyeshadow base again to just top it and then apply it. So this is the color I am applying on her. She has not seen it, and I'm going to allow her to see it and decide if she's okay with it before I continue with the color, the same color on the other eye. And that's the reason why I did not continue to apply the second transition color and the last one on the other eye, because I'm not sure if she will like it, and if she will, or if she will want me to change it. So I had to just stop halfway and do this. So I'm giving her the mirror, as you can see, for her to look at it, and since she liked it, I decided to go in and just do the both eyes, and that is how this look came about. uh, I'm sorry, I'm not really good at doing voiceover, but I'm trying. So my client was really hungry, and because she's going in for a shoot that would take long, she had to eat something while we're doing the makeup. So if you notice, I smooshed the outer V again with a darker shade of brown, because it wasn't coming out the way I want. I wanted life on the eye. So I went in, you can see the way it is now, it has really shown. And I went in with, now I'm drawing the brows here. So I'm just going to do the brows light-handed and then fill it in. So she said she liked what she saw on my page, and because she does not like heavy makeup, heavy brows, so I'm going to be doing something very natural for her, and that's what I do for all my clients. And also I'm going to be doing something very natural for the eyebrows. So I'm just going to draw the brows and conceal. And for the concealing of brows, I hardly conceal the top of my brows, because sometimes they make it looks like those brows that we used to do in those days. So I'm just going to be more conscious and cautious as well while drawing the brow, so that I don't go over the top when concealing. I will just conceal the under of the eye. And if by any chance I am to conceal the top of the brows, I go with the foundation shade that I use on her, so that it doesn't look different. The top of the brows does not look different from this foundation on her face. But underneath the brows, I use that same foundation mixed with a lighter shade of concealer to highlight under the brows. Except the person say, I don't really want under my brows looking so bright or bright at all, then I'll just go with the foundation shade exactly and just conceal underneath the brows. So that's just how I like my brows to come out. So after drawing the brows, I went in with a darker pencil to just shade the line so that it can be bold enough, and then do a little of filling with it with a very light hand so that the brows can come up a bit, because it was looking too natural. So, and she insisted I increase it a little, so I had to go in like that. And now I am concealing my brows, and I'm going underneath the brow line that I created and just cover it with concealer lightly. I'm sorry guys, you may not be able to see this part very well, or I'm going to zoom it for you to see. Yeah, so after doing this, I will use my brush. There's a lip brush that I have, very stiff, but it can blend. Is what I'm going to use in blending under the brows. And because I'm concealing the brows when I've already done my eyeshadow, there's every possibility that the concealer will come down a little bit, so there's going to be a cut under the brows. Like, you can clearly tell where the eyeshadow stops from where my concealer stops. So what I usually do is, after concealing the brows, I will set it with my powder or setting powder, anyone. Then I will go back and use the brush I using. I'm applying the transition color on the brow bone. I'll just go over there and just smooch it so that there will not be any visible demarcation between the concealer underneath the brows and where my eyeshadow stop. Yeah, so that's what I usually do. So I'm already doing the lip, because she's also going with a nude lip. At first she wanted red, but later she was like, oh, it's going to be too loud, I don't want it. So I'm going in with my brow pencil. Is actually from Americode. Yeah, one of their light brown. So I'm just going to line the lips, and then I will use my lip brush to blend it so that there will not be harsh lines on the lip, or some part looking well lined than the other. I'll blend it, and then I will apply my nude lipsticks in the middle and blend it together. Yeah, so now is the nude lipstick, and then I'll just blend it, then I will gloss it before I go over to do the finish part of the eye, which is just dusting off and all. I hope you're enjoying this video, guys. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, please. Thank you very much for watching and for all your support, all your subscription. Please let me know what you want me to create on my channel, the kind of makeup look you want to see on my channel. I will really want to get your opinion or your suggestions on what you want on my channel. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well, please. Please, I want my channel to grow. This is actually my second channel, so you can see my client is actually checking out the makeup and she's okay with it, so we are moving forward. So after that, I went in with a gloss, and but this is not a clear gloss. I went in with a nude gloss that matches the nude color in the lip, or on the lip. Yeah, then after that, I went in with a clear gloss on the darker line that I created around the lip, so that the clear gloss on that part can allow the brown to pop, and then the nude gloss can make the nude lipstick in the middle pop. That's the purpose of using nude lip gloss. It helps the nude or the color on the lip where you apply it to pop up. Yeah, so I'm just going back in to just dust off with my powder brush, and then I will do my bronzer or bronze, and then I will do my blush, I will do my highlight. So I went over the highlighted places and just reset in. Yeah, so that is what I was talking about. I just blended everything under the eye so that there will not be demarcation between the concealer and the eyeshadow. Yeah, so I'm doing my bronzing. So I'm bronzing the face from the jawline, and I try to bring it down so that there will not be demarcation as well, just to touch up the powder part and or the forehead as well, because you want the forehead to match the face. You have to bronze it as well. Sometimes I do liquid bronzing, yeah, or contour, but in this case no, I did um powder bronzing, and then a little blush, because we are going with a nude lip. We know we are in the era of um plenty blush, but so many persons still do not like it. So she wanted just a minimal blush on the face, and then highlighter. So this highlighter is from Cosmetics as well, a very small portable highlighter. Yeah, so I'm just going to apply it, and then I'll highlight her nose, the tip of her nose, and then the bridge of our nose in between the eye, because when you take your pictures or you do your videos, that's where the light hits. So that's the part where I highlight first, and then I brush it down, then I set the rest of the face with my Focalio setting spray, and this is the finished look. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you in my next video. Bye.